After 5, 6 days of 24/7 bombardment from the Israelis' air forces and bombing and killing of most, a lot of cities, and the bombardment is on a daily basis, and more than 100 Palestinians have died so far. Most of them are women and children. And we have here Ghadir Abu Rokba. She is a young Palestinian who lives in Gaza, and she's gonna talk to us a little bit about what it's like to live under that siege and under that bombardment. Welcome to Balahdan, Ghadir. It's very nice of you, and I know it's not easy to fathom that you come and talk to us under this condition. So tell us a little bit about what it's like to live there, and how do you live your daily life?
Hello. Well, today is the 7th day of the war against Gaza, and all the people here are terrified and they're afraid because they think that they'll be killed soon, since Israel is targeting civilians, and more than 170 murders were killed in the past 6 days. Most of them are women and children, so none of the people here feel safe. They feel that they will be the next target for Israel. So we cannot leave our house. We actually stay at house. We can barely go to the market and we cannot even go to the mosque. And it is the holy month of Ramadan, and we cannot go and do our prayers. So it is really hard for us, and we hope it ends soon. And I shall mention that we have now more than 1,200 casualties, injuries, and they all need the treatment and they need medicine, and Gaza is almost running out of medicine, and the borders are closed. You know, the siege in Gaza was imposed in Gaza since 2006, and so we're running out of everything, and injured people cannot get medicine, so it is really hard for us here, and we are civilians, we are innocent people, and we do not know what to do. Real life, it's a little bit boring because of the war. We always stay home. It is not really safe to leave house. Most of the civilians are targeted when they're in the streets, even in their houses. It is not even safe in the house. They just, sometimes they call you and give you 5 minutes to leave your house, to evacuate the house. And then they bomb your house in front of your eyes. But other times you're not that lucky to call you. They just bomb your house and you're killed with the whole family. So we live here in Gaza. We're expecting death at any moment.
Do you have a family there? You live with your family?
I have 2 brothers and 4 sisters and my parents.
And, what's the conversation? What do you guys talk about when you are sitting trapped in your house and you cannot go anyway? What do you guys do? What do you talk about?
My 10-year-old sister keeps asking me what will I take with me if the Israeli army calls and gives us 5 minutes to evacuate the house. This is what she thinks about. Now I'll take my new dress. Now I think I'll take this picture with me. And she doesn't know that we don't even have time to leave the house sometimes. So I keep convincing her that forget about it, we'll just leave the house with our bodies only. And so the conversations here in our house are all about the war. We cannot, even like World Cup is going on in Brazil now, and I love soccer, but we cannot watch the games because it's not nice to watch the games while people are getting killed here in Gaza. So it's all about war here in Gaza. This is the 3rd year that I witnessed in less than 6 years. So it's now like we're not afraid of this. We're not afraid of the scene of dead bodies. We saw lots of dead bodies, so we're not afraid of this. What I really hope for and what I really aspire is that we have like peace, not peace that Abbas wants to have with Israel, but I really want to have peace in Gaza. We want the war to end. We want the siege to end. We want to have a free life, an independent state, maybe. And of course, if we have our free independent state, we can have like normal lives. We do not live normal lives here in Gaza, but we hope we will in the future, and we hope our kids and the next generation will live a better life than the life that we're living here now. So I hope the situation gets better and the world moves to do something to help the Palestinians here in Gaza.
If you have the chance to meet or to talk to a young Israelis in your age, and what kind of conversation would you have with her? I mean, she might also have the same fear, even realistically, rockets coming on their cities, and I don't.
Another part of the story and another side of the story, so they might have another convincing story because of their media and the propaganda there. But I'll probably, most likely, have like a realistic conversation with this Israeli person, and we'll try to discuss things like quietly, without any wars and without any rockets going from any way and propaganda there, and try to look to us as victims. Well, while I'm talking to you now, you maybe hear the bombing. There's bombing next, like in our neighborhood, so that always happens here, and that would be a good thing to show to Israelis that we also live in fear here. And it is not that they are victims and that we are killing them. It should be known that Israel is killing us, and their country is not the perfect country. Killing innocent people and killing civilians is not acceptable in any culture or in any religion in the world. And so you should not accept that too. And what Israel is doing now is killing innocent people here in Gaza. And so I think they should understand what is going on, and should read some news about the Arab world also. That is that they are now convinced that we are not humans. We are less than humans. We are not humans like them. And so killing us is not like killing an Israeli person. They think that we are savage and we are the enemy. And so we should be killed. And they laugh and they have parties whenever a Palestinian person is killed. And so that's what their media convinces them, and that's what their country convinces them.
What message would you tell Obama? I know Obama outlandishly saying that Israel have the right to defend itself, and I don't know if can give the same right to the Palestinians.
Should stop being biased. He's so biased to the Israeli side. I think he should be aware that there is another side, another weak side, and that we are innocent. We are citizens. Like America has citizens, and we are citizens here. So, and we are human beings. We are not different than the Americans. We are not also different from the Israeli citizens. And so, since Israel has the right to defend the safety and protect its citizens, I think Hamas or whatever government we have here also has the right to protect its citizens.
You talked about the Arab war, then let's talk a little bit about your neighbor, Egypt. And it seems like the relationship with Egypt is not the same like a year ago. So how do Palestinians who live in Gaza feel about, how the Egyptians and the new president is handling the crisis?
Well, all the people here in Gaza are a little bit sad because Egypt is our neighbor and it is supposed to help us here. Like we're Muslims, we're brothers, so we're supposed to stand like next to each other in this crisis. But we are shocked that Israel did not even open the borders. It did not open the borders so that injuries can travel to get medicine and treatment. So we're really shocked about this new president and this new government in Egypt. Like the last war in 2012 was different because there was a different president, and the borders he opened the borders and he tried his best to stop the war and have like a ceasefire and something like that. But now Egypt is not doing anything to help the Palestinians. We only want Egypt to open the borders so that casualties can travel to get treatment. That's all what we hope for.
Thank you, Ghadir. That was a very tragic story. We wish you well, and thank you for sharing this story with us. Ghadir Abu Rokba, under siege in Gaza.
While we're here, we hope that we could cause trouble to people's minds that think everything is okay.
Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine!
We want them to get a little troubled over this. My sign here says, "In aid to Israel." We're paying them to do the work they're doing.
Is part of your family involved in this?
Yes, the kid who died is a first cousin of my cousin. In fact, he's right here. He's not just his first cousin. Ms Abu Rokba, the kid who got burned to death, this is one of his close friends. So when he goes to Palestine, he will always be hanging around with him.
Very close friend. We used to hang out when we were little. Every time we go to Jerusalem, we used to always, go around, go do stuff together.
What was his name?
Mohammed Abu Rokba.
This is his face right here. This is the shirts we have, so to protest, to raise awareness that what's going on. We were. It's outside of Jerusalem. It's a little village called Shofat, and it's on the Israeli territory, but it's where Palestinians live. He wasn't like when he got kidnapped. He was going to pray. He wasn't even going. He wasn't throwing rocks. It was early in the morning. They acted like they were. They wanted to ask for directions. They're like, oh, they seen the video where they stopped on the car. They act like they're asking for directions. They beat him up, put him in the car. They tortured him in the car, and then they later found him dead, burnt. They poured gas down his mouth. They tortured him. They burnt him alive.
Who was
No,
it?
this was settlers, Israeli settlers. But when they see one Palestinian by himself, they call a whole bunch of people and they get him. That's how they do.
Our brothers?
My brother. Yeah, all my brothers.
Do you have any plans to go back to Palestine?
Yeah.
Inshallah.
When I don't know, maybe next summer, go visit his grave.
Because right now they're not gonna let us in Palestine. If they see our last names, they're not gonna let us in.
Yeah.
So right now we can't go. Because my brother-in-law tried to book a ticket, they wouldn't even let him book his ticket.
Yeah. What do you think about the Israeli kids that were kidnapped?
See, their proof is like nothing. They don't even have. They just. How do they know that Hamas got the kids? They don't have any proof of anything. So we're thinking that it was a car accident. That car accident that happened. They're trying to cover it up with Palestinian they killed them, so they can rally it up a little bit and they have something against us for them to fight with. And then the army themselves, they've been saying that they've been shooting rubber-coated bullets, but they've been shooting real bullets at people. They've been shooting like there's 2 kids that died, and on camera. But then they still claim that they've been shooting rubber-coated bullets.
Any reaction from Klobuchar's office?
No, in fact, I myself, and I am not aware of anybody else who has. Hopefully soon we will request a personal meeting. Not only Klobuchar, Franken and Keith Ellison need to take a stand.
This works and it's a way of all kinds of violence.
Free Palestine! Free Palestine!
U.S. media ever reports anything. So don't give me your tired, let me hear your voices. Stop the crime!
Stop the killing! Stop the crime!
Israel out of Palestine!
Israel out of Palestine!